Well, hi guys, and welcome back to Miss Willa's Book Club. We have got a very exciting episode for today. And before we begin, we are joined by the woman behind the Spicy Librarian, a creator who took her love for books, spice, and unapologetic female desire and turned it into a brand, a community, and honestly, a movement. She's redefining how women talk about romance, fantasy, and what it means to enjoy reading without shame. Welcome to the podcast, Sydney. Hi.
Thank you. Hi. Thanks for having me.
We're so happy to have you here. Sydney, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I think you said it. I own Spicy Librarian.
Heck yes. And for those who don't live in Denver, tell everybody what the Spicy Librarian is.
Yeah, so the Spicy Librarian is a romance-only bookstore here in Denver. We also sell adult toys as well, and we do a lot of events.
I love it. And fun fact, actually, I had book club yesterday with my own little book club that we run here, and they were saying that some of them are also a part of your book clubs.
Oh, really? I'm glad they're coming in.
I love it. And I was like, you guys, I'm talking to her this week. It was so fun. And I just love it so much because literally, like, so many of our listeners are from here in Denver and have been, and I've seen so many videos, and it's just incredible.
It's so good to hear. And I'm glad that people are spreading it.
Oh, yes. So how did you come up with this idea? Where did the Spicy Librarian come from?
How did I come up with it? People ask me this all the time. And the best answer that I feel like I can give is that like it was an idea built out of desperation in the moment.
Oh, yeah.
I was an extremely burnt out teacher and I needed to get out really quickly.
Yeah.
I feel myself like just slowly kind of dying. And and so when it came to like me moving on and like what was I going to do after teaching is I kind of just wanted to be out of education in general.
Yeah.
Which was like a hard decision to make, but like I loved the teaching aspect of education. So I knew I didn't want to go into anything else in education. And I also was like, there's no way I could get an office job.
I feel that.
I'm just not that person at all. I can't sit in front of a computer all day. It's never going to happen. And
I totally feel it.
Yes, especially as somebody that like I was a teacher and that was my passion, right? So to like completely lose my passion for teaching and my love for teaching and then to go to something that was just boring.
Yeah.
I
totally get it.
Like that just wasn't going to happen. And my only other passion really was books. So here we are.
I love it. I love that though. So when did you start reading? Have you always been an avid reader?
I was like the kid that could not read until like third grade. I like really struggled with it. But the second somebody like sat me down and like really taught me to read, I just like took off. And of course that like waxed and waned like all of us do. We all are adults with adult responsibilities.
Yeah.
And as I was teaching and as like my love of teaching was slowly dying, I was looking for something that like gave me the escape and made me as happy as I was that I had used to be teaching. And so I really found my love for books again. And I had always read romance and I always really loved romance, but like I was truly reading like the Kindle Unlimited free romances or like the whole like thrift store like like trap. And so like coming back to reading, I was like, well, let's like find something good.
Yes, I love it. Do you have a specific book that comes to mind that like really sparked like, oh my gosh, I love reading again?
It's so cliche to say, but it was ACOTAR.
Same here.
It totally was. And I think back to like when I picked up ACOTAR, because it's when Book Talk was like just starting, right? It wasn't really a thing yet. And everything, that's all people were talking about on Book Talk was ACOTAR. Right. And I went into it completely blind. I was like, whatever, I need a new book. I don't really like anything that I've been reading.
Yeah.
And I went to Barnes & Noble and I bought the first book and literally I finished it in like 2 days and I drove at 8 o'clock at night and bought the rest of the series. And even as I was checking out, the woman at the cash register was like, "Oh, you got hooked.
You're good.
Yep, there's my new life right there."
I love it. I have such a similar experience too, because my best friend actually got me back into reading. I was in pharmacy school. She was like, "You have to read this. Like, you have to read something for pleasure." And so I picked up ACOTAR and I was like, whoa, what have I been missing?
Exactly. That's what I felt like. Is I had never really picked up like fantasy before. Like the closest I got was like the Hunger Games. And I loved the Hunger Games. And then I picked this up and I did not know a thing about ACOTAR when I picked it up.
I didn't either.
Really blind, and I hated the first like 5 chapters. I was like, what is this? What are fae? What am I reading right now? She got kidnapped. Like, what is happening? And then I finished it, and I remember texting one of my best friends from college who's like a crazy reader. And I was like, have you heard of this? And she was like, Sydney, I read that so long ago. And I was so mad at her. I was like, how did you not convince me to read this? She's like, I knew you would never read a fantasy. I knew you were never going to read a fantasy. And I was like, you should have yelled at me.
Like, come on, you have to if you know it's this good, like, it's just, there's something about it.
There's something about it. And I think it's such an easy entryway where it's so amazing. And then you get like the whole like Tamlin Rhysand switch, which I'm like, I think that was the first series that like blew my mind like that, where I did not see it coming at all.
Yep.
And now I look back and I go, how did I not see that coming? But
exactly. Well, in that first book, you're just so immersed and you're like, oh my gosh, I love this. It's so good.
It's so
and then
new.
It switches. It's so new.
Yeah. Yep. It was so new at the time. And you're so immersed. And I'm like, I'm trying to learn this whole world. Of course she's going to fall for this guy. Like, he seems perfect. Like, I'm like, I know it's so cliche to say.
It so is. But you know what? There's a reason that it's so popular.
It is.
You have to remember that.
There really is a reason that it's so popular. And there's a reason that so many people are like still passing it on, right? It's years after like the huge first craze of it. Oh, yeah. And people are still like, nope, that's where you need to start.
Exactly. I either say, if you are looking to get into like a fantasy romance, I say either ACOTAR or Fourth Wing.
Yeah. Those are like the 2 perfect ones to start with. And then I can give you hundreds after that. But like, start there and see, dip your toe. You know, it's a good dip your toe book.
Absolutely. And I love that. So ACOTAR got you into reading.
Yes.
So after that, did it just completely take off, or what happened next?
It truly went crazy. Same here. I was like spending my entire like teacher paycheck on books. And all of a sudden I was the crazy girl with like the Kindle remote with like a whole stand, right? Like it went crazy and it became my whole personality. But at the same time, like while I was doing this while I was teaching, and I was not really getting support in the classroom, and administration was coming down on me for a bunch of other things. And so like, it was just like, I get to leave this world for a second.
Yes.
And I get to go somewhere totally new. And so it truly took off and it went crazy, and
I love it.
It hasn't stopped.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, same. It's hard. It's hard though. So do you prefer a Kindle or do you prefer a physical copy?
I prefer a physical book. I had to like, when I was a teacher and I first got back into reading, I truly had to go the Kindle route. Like, I just didn't have the ability. And I am an instant gratification person. I have no patience.
Oh yeah.
So like, I'm not waiting for library holds and things like that. It's
Me too. Yep. Me too. I'm so right there with you.
Yeah. I'm like, especially I'm such a mood reader. So it's like, if the mood is now, I need the book now.
I'm the same way. That's why I always have like 3 different books going at once, because I'm like, what do I want to read tonight?
Exactly. What is the mood striking right now?
Exactly. We have a joke on the podcast where all of the spicy books go on the Kindle.
There you go. The true spicy one.
The ones that you don't want to keep on your shelves.
Yeah. Or we like also joke in the store sometimes where we'll like read something and we're like, well, it was like Kindle Unlimited good. Like, I still loved it. I still had fun, but like, I don't need to own it.
Right, exactly. I love that. I'm going to start using that for sure. That's amazing. So how did the transition go from being a teacher? Like, where did the idea where you're like, I'm going to open a bookstore and it's going to be spicy?
Honestly, I look back now and I go, the owning a bookstore was probably like always the pipe dream in the back of my head. And I remember like several years before I left teaching is I was like really struggling in the classroom, and I like mentioned something to my family where I was like, oh no, like someday I hope that I could open a bookstore. And like that, and like if I ever really hate teaching and I want to get out of it, like that would be the ultimate dream. And I think my mom like really clung to that of like, whoa, okay, hold on a second. So then when I got to that point where I was crying to her every day and I like could not function, and we had just gone to New York and gone to the Ripped Bodice, and she had walked into the Ripped Bodice and been like,
she's
whoa,
like, this is you.
Like this is a thing. Yeah. And she was like, oh my God, look at this. Like, also look at how busy it is on like a random day. And she was like, you should do this. And I was like, yeah, okay, mom. Like, I totally laughed at her face. Like, I did not take it
love
seriously.
this.
And then it was just a few months after that where I was truly struggling so much. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it till the end of the school year. And she was like, just do it. Like, we'll help you do it. We'll make sure that you can get this done. And like, even if that means that you're opening it and you're still teaching and I'm working at the bookstore for you. And I was like, it was so incredibly amazing.
Oh my
God. Mom is an amazing person. And it started that way. Like once I finally clicked in my head of like, this is a possibility to actually do it. It went so fast after that. It was truly like a whirlwind. Like I remember I want to say it was like October of last year. Well, of 2024 now.
Okay.
That I decided.
I can't believe it's already been that long. Like,
I know. It's crazy. So I'm like, it was like around October where I was finally like, okay, I want to open a bookstore and I want to try to make this. But still my brain was still focusing on like at the end of the school year.
Yep.
This is a goal for me to work through so that I have a possibility to leave at the end of the school year. Amazing. And then things at my school were getting worse and worse, and my mental health was draining quickly. And then it was like, oh, I'm going to start looking at places to rent. And then I found the place like right away. And I was like, okay, done. And then the place I was kind of also expecting to have to do like months of work in the space, like that. And I found a place that was like mostly built out. It like had floors and
which Denver is like booming for new everything. So
exactly. Like, so I'm like
shocked that you found it so fast.
Yeah, I was shocked. And I will say, I remember walking into it. I had a realtor that I like met after school one day, and I walked into this space and I was like, oh, this is it. And I called my mom, and my mom a few days before went and walked through the space without me, because like at this point, like that was teaching. The thing. I was still teaching every day.
Absolutely.
I don't have PTO. Like, as a teacher, and especially as a teacher, like you can't be half there. Like when I was in the classroom, like I couldn't answer phone calls. I couldn't like deal with other things. So I really had to like, my mom like was a huge part in like stepping in, but she had walked through the space a couple days before, and she was like, I think you're going to hate it. This doesn't make any sense. It's like an office space. It's terrible. It's so like commercialized and like construction. Because before, our space before us was like construction like office.
No way.
So it was iron everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Like it was just like wrought iron, like desks, and like it was ridiculous, but it was very like industrial. And I remember being like, I still want to see it. Like there's something about this space that I want to see. And I walked in and I was like, no, this is it.
This is it.
And I remember getting on the phone with my mom, and my mom being like, I don't know, Sydney, like this is what, like it has different offices that we have to deal with, and we can't
kind of works out perfectly though.
But it did. Like it just clicked in my head immediately where I was like, that's where that's going, and that's where that's going, and that Like
Oh my
it was
gosh.
done.
I love that.
It
That's
was
just
great.
immediately
It
it's
just meant that it was like
right.
so meant to be.
Exactly. And I feel like that's most like things with like great things in life is that if it works easily, like it's meant to be.
Yes. Is it really felt meant to be?
I love that. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah. It was
So, did you
great.
finish out the school year?
No.
I love
Literally
it.
within no. We're lucky we got Christmas break.
Yeah.
Um, it truly
You're
was
like,
like I
peace.
signed I know, I was like, I'm out.
I'm done.
I signed my lease like right before Thanksgiving. I got the keys the week of Thanksgiving, and that like literally the second I got the keys, my mom and I were in there every single day.
Oh my
And
gosh.
even while I was still teaching, because
Yep.
I like put in my notice the week before Thanksgiving
Good for you.
and that I was leaving at Christmas. Like it was truly like once I found
We're
the
done.
space and I was like, I can get this done by then, and
Mhm.
this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And um and yeah, so like I mean, my mom was truly like such an amazing person. She was there every single
Oh.
day. She helped build out the entire space. Like that entire like book tree is all her.
Yes.
That is
Oh
not
my gosh. Amazing.
and it
But
just
to have that kind of support,
it was
like, oh,
amazing. It was truly amazing. And I would go there after school every
yeah.
day and kind of like do what I could with like
Yeah.
how
Well,
tired
and I'm
I
sure
was.
you're exhausted after
Yeah.
so what grade did you teach?
I was teaching kindergarten when I left. So I was
No.
exhausted.
I can't even imagine how drained you were.
Yeah, it was very draining. And then it was
Yeah.
like once I got to Christmas break and I had fully left my classroom behind,
Yep.
I was there every single day until the day we opened.
Oh
You
my
know,
gosh. Oh, so tell me a little bit more about like how do you even procure books for a bookstore? Like how did that process go about?
there's a couple different ways. I will
Okay.
say, like, there's a lot of hate on Ingram right now, but Ingram is like the largest wholesaler of books
Okay.
in the country. Um, sadly, like, yes, there's some, just like anything, like, there's a give and a take. There's pros and cons.
Always.
They had an amazing program that they like give you like their suggested opening stock basically,
Okay.
which worked a little different because I was romance only. So like I gave them like
Right.
the square footage of my shelves and went,
Yeah.
this is my dark romance section, this is how many romance fantasies I need, this is how many, and they like pulled that. And then I also went from there, I added a bunch.
Love
Honestly,
it.
based on our opening day, I should have ordered like 3 times as much as I had.
I have seen videos of your opening day.
It was crazy. We truly sold 80% of the stock.
Oh.
But at the same time I look back and I go like, if I could do it again, I would have bought
Mhm.
3 times as many books and I would have done all of this. But also like that wasn't a possibility at the time. Like
Exactly. And you
I
didn't know.
and I had no idea. I
Yeah.
truly thought opening this that I was like, oh, I'm going to work at this bookstore. It's just going to be me for at least the first year. And I had like
Mhm.
very much put in my head of like,
Yeah.
these are the expectations that like I am making enough to pay my bills
Right.
and then I am working 6 days a week.
Right.
And that's what I had put in. And then within 2 months, I'm hiring 3 employees. And now we
I'm
just hired
so
some more.
impressed. I'm so impressed. That's so cool. And I feel like Denver is such a good spot because we've got such creative people that live here too. Like it has been such a book focused community once you find it. Like
It really
it's
is.
so
It's
cool.
very interesting how like book focused and also like how
Right.
niche focused Denver is. Like Denver,
Yes.
I feel like is a
Very.
great city to open a niche business. It's
Agreed.
kind of like it's nothing like New York, but like it's kind of like where like a niche business can survive really well in Denver because
Mhm.
people want that special thing and they will come and
Yes.
make sure that they're supporting you. Just like
You're
in New
absolutely
York, they
right.
have like the craziest businesses that have been open for like 100 years. And you're like,
Yeah.
why? Why did, but
Exactly.
it's niche enough that like
Mhm.
people will come and seek you out.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's exactly what's happened too. Has anything surprised you after you opened it? Like you went in there with like, this is what's going to happen. And then it was completely different.
everything surprised me. I'm like, I look back and I go, I was so naive. I knew nothing about the book world. I knew nothing about publishing. I knew nothing about anything. But at the same time, like, you don't know what you don't know until you're in it.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so, like, I look back and I'm like, wow. And there's still things that I'm like very much learning. And there's still like so many improvements that we can make and stuff like that. I did find it very surprising that, like, when I first opened one, like, I thought like our contemporary romance and like our rom-coms were going to be like the biggest thing. No, it's all dark romance, which
Oh
I
yeah.
also find, like, talking to other romance only bookstore owners, that is not the case. They are
Really?
like full rom-com, full romantasy. And I'm like, oh no, we like,
It's our dark romance.
it's our dark romance is what leads everything.
Interesting.
It's very interesting to me. I even just had like a publisher reach out and was like, hey, we want to send this author like for an event at your space, but like, how does dark romance
Right.
perform in your store? And like, will we be able to draw a crowd for this author? And I was like, what are you talking about?
Are you kidding me? That's the biggest genre that we have.
I'm like,
That's
people
so
will love her.
surprising.
What do you mean?
Who
But
is
it's
it?
very
Are
interesting.
you allowed to say?
I'm not allowed to say yet. You guys will hear soon.
I love it because I'm a huge dark romance girly. I love dark romance.
It's crazy. And that's where, like,
Yes.
I knew part of that world, but I knew like the mafia side. Like, I didn't know how
Yes.
dark it really went yet. And so I look back too and I'm like, I didn't know a lot about, I thought I knew a lot about the romance genre. And I did.
Yeah.
I really did not.
How fun though. That is such a cool opportunity to just like dive in and be like, oh wow, okay, here we go. I guess we just have to like adapt.
Exactly. And it
learn.
was really fun to adapt. I mean, it was really scary, but like,
Yeah.
and it's crazy when you're like so busy and so many things are happening and I'm the only one that can do anything.
Yeah, I get it. But now thankfully you have people that are working with you. And
Yes. We have several employees. I'm hiring a couple more right now.
I love it.
Like, yeah.
Amazing. So do you tell us more about the events that you host at the Spicy Librarian?
Yeah, we host a lot of different events. We do a lot of crafting events. Bedazzling night has been like huge.
Oh yeah, I've seen pictures.
Yes, Bedazzling night. I did not think that was going to go as crazy as it did.
I heard you even had little kits for everybody to go. Like that's just so thoughtful.
Everyone
and
gets
special.
to take their kid home and stuff like that.
I love it.
And then we've like throughout the fall we did like crazy midnight releases, which we probably won't go as crazy. I went a little too crazy by the last.
What was your biggest one?
Our biggest one was definitely Brimstone.
Oh yeah.
But then also we had like the one day that it was, what was it? It was Alchemized and Primal of Blood and Bone and Tourist Season by Bryn Weaver.
Oh my gosh.
And there was another one. There was a fourth one that night. And they were all releasing on the same day.
You're
that was just a crazy day.
I bet it was just like wall to wall in the store.
It was like we were so busy in the store. Like we did a whole midnight release for that. And then the next day people were coming in. I'm like, it was just crazy. But yeah, Brimstone was definitely the biggest. We even opened up early the next morning so people could get it before they went to work.
Good to know because I have a Barnes & Noble close to me, but I'm like, I would rather come to you.
Yeah, so. I'm like, especially for the big releases, like open up early. That one was really nice. We also did like, you got $1 off your coffee at the coffee shop next door and stuff.
I
like
love
that was super fun.
That is so cool. I've definitely talked about, with my best friend Jenna, we've talked about like the dream, kind of like you were saying earlier, would be like a coffee shop, bookstore all in one. So to have that next to you is just like perfect. Go pick up a book, go sit and have a coffee. That sounds like the perfect Saturday.
Yes. And I totally thought like when I originally was looking at a bookstore, I was like, books don't have great profit margins. Like that's like infamous that books just don't have great profit margins. And so I was looking at like, okay, let me open up a coffee shop in it. Let me open up a coffee shop in it. Especially I felt comfortable doing that because my family owned a coffee shop when I was younger that I like worked at. So I was like, okay, I like at least kind of
like I can do it.
Yeah, I could do that. And but literally every place that I like, there's so many coffee shops in Denver. Every space that I
So
looked
many.
at had one right there.
Next.
And I was like, this is crazy. Why would I do this?
But that's
And honestly,
perfect.
it's really nice. It's really nice to not
Yeah.
have to worry about that side and like
Yep.
the food safety side of things.
Oh yeah, that's a whole new ball game.
Yeah. And that's what also opened us up to being able to have sex toys and things like that of like, okay, let's bring in like another revenue stream and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Which I think just makes my store a little bit more unique, you know?
I was just going to ask you, tell us where that comes from because I am a huge fan.
Honestly, it came from my book club. So thank you to my book club. They were a huge help with like all the decision making. I would show up at book club and be like, "Here's 5 different logos. Tell me what your favorite one was." And then we were talking, and there's this one. I was talking with my one friend, and she was like, "There's this author from Australia," and now, of course, I'm going to forget their name. Yeah. But anyway, they have specific dildo. They do monster romance, and they have specific dildos made for each character.
Oh my god!
And they sell them, and I was like, "This is genius!"
I love it.
Really, where the idea spawned, and of course, like going to my parents, being like, "Okay,
hey,
instead of a coffee shop, let's sell. I want to sell sex toys." And I remember my mom just being like, "Okay."
She's like, how are we gonna do this?
Yeah, especially like then we looked at like the legalities of that and stuff, and like luckily because Denver's very liberal, because
I was gonna say
is very liberal, and also like it's still the warehouse district. Like it really wasn't a problem.
Good, okay.
But yeah, I'm like it definitely like, kind of came out of left field, and I think my mom was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were gonna go like dirt
in that direction." I can only picture like the look on her face, just like, "Oh, we're doing that, okay."
Yeah. Where I was
just because my mom would do the same thing.
Exactly, especially because then it truly just like hit me one day where I was like, "Oh my god, it's going to be called the Vault." And I think even my dad,
you had a different name.
Yeah,
okay.
It's called the Vault.
Okay,
where all of our sex toys are.
Gotcha.
Is the Vault. And I think even my dad came up with that because I was like, I want it like through a bookshelf, like Williams and Graham, right? Like we have that here in Denver. That's where I was like, oh my god, we need a bookstore that has a hidden bookshelf door.
Exactly. And that has been like the biggest piece that I feel like people are talking about, where they're like, you open up a bookshelf and it's got sex toys in it.
Exactly. It just makes it like so fun also. Yes. And then 100%. Like there's definitely people that come in, they have no idea that it exists.
Oh, exactly. But it's like one of those, if you know, you know.
Exactly. And that's what I love about it too. Even though like I would say it's really obvious, like we have signs and it's a full handle that you pull. Like it's not that hidden, but still people just like walk right by it most of the time.
Right. They're just like, no idea. But if you know, you know, and you're like,
you know, and it's fun. And then your friend brings you in and is like, I have to show you this room, right? Like it just makes it so fun.
So when you're at the store and you get to see people's reactions, how fun is that?
It's so fun. I will say, like, I look at it now and I'm like, it makes me kind of sad that I'll never experience that. Like, because people walk into the store and it was crazy when I first opened because like I was there while it was being built. Like it was just like, this is what it is. But people like walk in and like stop and are like, whoa. And like, it makes me a little sad to know that I'm never going to walk in and feel that way. But I'm like,
but you created it.
Exactly. And it's so amazing to see people that like, they truly love the space, right? It's not just like, oh, I'm coming. I also look at like the other romance bookstores when I was looking at other romance bookstores and things like that of like, okay, like what else is out there? They're all very pink and frilly. And I have never been that girl. Like I'm not a pink frilly girl. And so I was like, well, I want a space that like I would feel comfortable in and I would want to walk into. And I don't want just white bookshelves. I want something that like feels like old. I love the
I
antique.
love
And that's
that.
why like almost all of our furniture was thrifted anyway. So
Oh, and how cool is that? Like it's all got its own like unique story to it.
yeah, and it was really fun to gather. And my
Oh,
mom is a reupholsterer, so she reupholstered several of the pieces
amazing.
and stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
it just makes it that much more special and unique, I feel like.
Exactly. I love that. And I feel like that's just you finding a niche in what you wanted to do. And it's been executed so well. Like,
Oh,
I
thank
only
you.
hear great things here in Denver. And I'm like, I still have not visited, but I plan to this week because I'm just so excited. And it, like, talking to you just makes me even, like, that much more excited about it.
Well, I'm glad. You definitely have to come in.
Oh, absolutely. I'm like, especially like the perfect Saturday. Like, come get a book, maybe grab a toy, and then go to the
Exactly.
coffee shop.
And then go to the
I
coffee
love
shop.
it. Oh, that's so fun. So, where did you get the name for the Spicy Librarian? Did you come up with that?
I did come up with it. It started as the Smutty Librarian.
Oh, I love that.
And I felt like that was a little too on the nose. It was a little
I
too
love it.
forward, where it was like, I don't like, again, it has to be like, if you know type of a thing,
Yes.
right? Where like,
Yep.
do you know what spicy books are? There's a lot of people
Uh-huh.
out there in this world that don't. So like,
So it like makes it a little bit more discreet.
yeah, it makes it a little bit more discreet. It makes it a little bit more fun.
Mhm.
And and then I was also like, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't like a stigma, right? There's so much stigma around
Right.
smut. And so I was like,
Yep.
I don't want people to be like, oh, I don't want to go to a store that says that's called Smutty Librarian.
Exactly.
But the Spicy Librarian, everyone will come
Yeah.
to.
And honestly, it's funny that you say that because like when I told like people in the past that I'm like, oh, I'm a very avid reader, and they're like, oh, I bet you only read that smut. And I was like, there's so much more to it. Like I even see videos on
Exactly.
TikTok where it's like, I will go to the ends of the earth for you. And I'm like, see, it's not only smut. Like, yes, there is smut in it, and we love it.
Exactly. And
But
we
there's
like
so much
it.
more. Yeah, like
There's
it's
also
great.
plenty of books that don't even have sex in it, or they don't.
Exactly.
Like, that's not the purpose. Like, I think of heated
Exactly.
rivalry right now is I feel like that's
Yes.
becoming a wider conversation, is like that has so
Mhm.
much sex in it. And people are like, oh, you're just watching it for the sex. And I'm like, no, that is not
No.
why it's going crazy. It,
Exactly.
yeah, people
Of
are like,
course.
fun. Like, you can't
Yeah.
say it's not.
But sex
But
sells, it always has.
exactly, sex has always sold. But
Yes.
I'm like, they're watching it for the actual love story,
Right.
right? And they're watching it for the
Yes.
happy ending and
Mhm.
for that like yearning and romantic connection, which is exactly what
Absolutely.
all the books are. Like even the smuttiest books I have
100%.
read, there is like an emotional yearning or
Yes.
connection at the end.
Always. And like that's what makes it so good. Even the real taboo ones, like
Yeah,
it's good for a reason.
exactly. I'm like, and that's
So
why we all want the happy ending in the end.
exactly, exactly. So dealing with like all the taboo, because I bet it was pretty taboo opening your store. Have you dealt with any negative feedback in this space?
Definitely.
Ah,
Definitely.
how do you handle it?
Um, At first, it was really hard. Now I'm learning to like just kind of let it roll off my back. I'm
That's
also
good.
learning better ways to like address it when somebody says
Okay.
things. It used to like we would when we first opened, we would have people come in and be like, "Oh, they just all have sex in it," or like this, right? And I'm learning better ways to like address that of like, well, let me actually like teach you something in this moment.
Yes.
Um, but there's still always going to be people. I've also had people reach out really hating my name. And I've also had
Are you
people,
serious?
yes, I've had several librarians reach out really hating that they're like, well, you're just like playing into the sexy librarian thing and you're hurting librarians,
I
which
didn't even
I look
think
at,
about that.
I, I look at it and I go, I get it. Like I get
Yeah.
where they're coming from. But
Mhm.
also I go, but that's why I want it to be the spicy librarian because you can be a sexy librarian. You can be a spicy
Yes.
librarian, and that still doesn't make it okay for men to treat you that way, right? And so I
Exactly.
look at their lens of like, okay, but you're coming from like a very like sexist, misogynistic
Mhm.
worldview. And I'm so sorry that that's how you've had to look at your job and your life.
Yep.
But it's like taking back kind of that power,
I
right?
love that.
And taking
I
back the
love
power
that.
of what is a sexy librarian.
Yeah.
And I'm also like, we're not called Sexy Librarian. We're called Spicy
It's
Librarian.
the Spicy Librarian. It's different. It's
It is
different.
different.
Yeah. But it gives such a space to like dark romance can be extremely taboo, right? But there's so many of us that love it, and like having that open space to like talk about it and like enjoy it without it being extremely taboo is just so important. So I just love that you have this space that's just like so welcoming, and like you're like, hey, come on in.
Exactly.
We're
And
here.
what I really
Welcome.
love is that like
Mhm.
like our customers are so kind to each other in the store,
Oh.
right? They will give recommendations to each other. They will sit there and talk for 20 minutes about this book that they absolutely love with a complete stranger. And I
Yes.
love that so much. And I love that that's created this space where like, oh, I can talk to you about why I love Haunting
Yeah.
Adeline so much.
Oh,
When
I love
in
it.
like the rest of the world, that's crazy.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Like I have literally told, I think maybe it was my younger sister. She was like, "Oh, I read Haunting Adeline." And I'm like, "You what?" Cuz I'm like, I've read them, but I was like, that was a lot. Like I
Yeah,
liked it, but like I'm 32 years old. I'm not 20. And so I was like, "Oh
exactly.
my gosh." I'm like, "Are you okay?" Like she's like, "Oh yeah, it was interesting." And so we sat and had a conversation about it, but it also like brings up other conversations because of the topics in the book. And
It
so like
does.
it's just huge to have an
It's
open
so
space for
important.
dialogue.
And it also like I think a lot of people that have been like very unaware of like romance in
Yes.
general are looking
Mhm.
at these romance only bookstores popping up being like, "Oh, people are just starting to read romance." No, that's not
No.
what's happening. Everyone has
Mm-mm.
always read romance, but it's always been a
Mhm.
secret. And now
Exactly.
we're talking about it and we are putting it in your face.
Right,
That
exactly.
I will read this book that has full gunplay in it, right? Or
Oh
I
yeah.
think like Kiss of the Basilisk. Like
Yeah.
our store loves Kiss of the Basilisk.
I love it. I haven't read it yet, so that's the book I'm going to pick up this week.
You really should because it's so good. We had a midnight release party for the second one
Oh,
purely because all of our staff is obsessed with the book.
then maybe I'll grab both of them.
But I'm like, it's truly just so it's a wild book. But to be able to come in and talk about that, and I'm like,
Exactly.
these all have already existed, right? People were
Yes.
already reading these things. That's why
Mhm.
they're being traditionally published now because they're
Right.
selling, right?
Yep.
And so I I think of like other people that just like I don't know. It's very clear with like the world I live in surrounded by books. A lot of people are unaware that that world even exists.
Yes, exactly. Like my mom grew up on Nicholas Sparks. And so
Yeah,
I think I was in like 8th grade and she was like, "Oh, it's so cute. You have to read it. It's so sweet." And then I grew up and found out she was also reading other things. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
exactly. But like you would never have known.
You would
You
never
would
have known.
never have
But
known.
isn't it wild? Like just talking about that. Women have been reading this and wanting this and
Mhm.
wanting this type of love for so long. And so they're finding it. And I'm like, you're
Correct.
right. Now they're being traditional published. People are talking about it openly. Like it's become something like, hey, we're done just settling. We're done faking
Mhm.
it. Like we're in it. This
Exactly.
is
And
what
I
we
love
want.
that so much. And I love
Me
it so
too.
much because it truly gives well, it's taking back power for women of like, I'm
Exactly.
gonna take charge of this
Yeah.
and we do get to read whatever we want. And there's still people
Yes.
out there that will crap on it and
Hate
they
on
say
it.
horrible
And yeah.
things. But
Hmm.
I'm like, and I hope that doesn't deter new readers, but
Yeah.
I'm like, it's so great to see that like people are just like willing
Yeah.
to discuss it now.
Exactly. Exactly. And so when people do dismiss it and they take it as like less serious, what do you say to them? Like, what is it? Like you said earlier, you're like, oh, I want to teach you something at this moment. What is it that you say to people that are just super dismissive
Super
about it?
dismissive about it.
Mhm.
I often just kind of say like, one, like about half of our stock doesn't even have sex in it.
Love it.
So it's not all about the sex. It's
Hmm.
all about like finding a romantic connection and about that happy ending. And there's so many different ways to get to that, right? Just
Love
like
it.
everybody else has their own happy ending in their life, and right? And maybe that's finding a partner and maybe that's not. But
Yeah.
there's so many different avenues, and that's why there's so many different types of it. And that's why there's so many different romantasies, right? And I
Yeah.
think of like romantasy as well. I always throw in that like these and honestly in almost all of romance, I think it's just like very in your face in romantasy that all of
Yes.
these storylines are women finding themselves and their power
Exactly.
in all of it, right? Like it's I mean, I don't know. Like it's like
Yes.
Fae warriors finding that they have
Right.
magical powers and they're coming into themselves, but also in
Mhm.
contemporary and in dark romance, it's hey, I'm gonna fully accept that I'm really into this kink and I really love being
Exactly.
stalked and I really love BDSM.
Yep.
Where in contemporary, it's I'm gonna fully accept that like, hey, my life didn't go how it is and I'm moving back home, but that's
Mhm.
not a failure, right? And they're
Right.
still finding their own voice. And that
Mhm.
also finding your own voice and finding your own power in your own life does not mean you can't have a love of your life, right? And I
Exactly.
think that was
Yes.
so taught into like older generations that you had to
Yes.
choose. You
Mhm.
had to
Either
choose
happiness
either,
or success
yes, you
or
had to choose your career or your family,
yes.
and you couldn't have both. But in
Right.
every romance, they have both.
They have it all.
They have
I
it all.
know.
You could go
Oh,
and fight a war and be the most powerful person in the entire world and still find someone that loves you.
exactly. And I love that too because and I'm so glad that I like grew up in that. Like having Akatar is like my big like come to moment. Like it was amazing. And like I am a Nesta girly through and through. And so like when I read A Court of Silver Flames, I was like, oh, you've got this badass warrior who is just like, yeah, she's going through some shit. She's got like a really big mental health journey she's going through. But
Mhm.
like she's also finding love and finding like how to communicate and be open. And to me, that whole journey was just like so personal that I was like, whoa. Like you really can have it all if you want it.
And I feel like every woman has to go through a part of that journey, right? Just because
Yes.
of how our society is and how
Exactly.
things are set up in our world, right? You are
Mhm.
so ingrained, even if you have amazing family and you are an amazing community that is telling you that
Right.
you can be the president,
Right.
right? Our society is still counteracting that. And so
Yeah.
as adults, being able to read all of these different stories,
Mhm.
like, and be able to like fully go into this journey of accepting, like, I can have it both ways, right?
Exactly. And I love that you bring that up because, like, so I'm a pharmacist. I have like a big old 9 to 5 career.
Mhm.
And it's funny because I'm like, yes, I have a 9 to 5, but like, I also want a family. Yes, I want this, but I also want that. And I'm like, why can't I just have it both? And I feel like in today's society, you get hated on whether you have a job or whether you're a stay at home mom. You get hated on if you're a career
Exactly.
driven woman or if you're living on a farm. Like, as a woman, you just get hated on all sides. So it's just like, can we just have one thing?
Exactly. That's what I also think about like romance and I think about sex toys. Like like
Yeah.
every once in a while we'll get somebody that's like really annoyed about their girlfriend wanting to go into the vault or something. And I'm like,
Seriously?
I'm sorry. Wait.
Yeah,
like,
hold on a
like
second.
you have everything in this world, you white straight man. Okay. Like she can buy
Literally.
as many books as she wants. She can buy a sex toy if
Exactly.
she wants, right? Like,
Yeah.
no, you
She does
don't
not
get to
need
choose.
your judgment. She does not need
Exactly.
your judgment. Oh my God, that's so funny. So, do you feel like that is why romantasy really just exploded within the last couple of years? Or, like, why do you think that is?
I definitely think it is why it exploded. I also think like art and literature very much reflects our society and how it is,
Oh, I
right?
love it. Mhm.
Books are 100% political, like
Yep.
every single one. You can't not make it political. And I think
Right.
romantasy, especially, is like women. I look at like the times, right?
Hmm.
Right when romantasy started getting bigger and bigger and started taking off is when Roe v. Wade was overturned, right? Right when women started feeling that oppression again, and they're like, "Wait a second, I need to push
Yeah.
back, and I need some hope." And of
Right.
course, it's a fun escape, and yes, we like love the sex, and we
Hmm.
love right, and we
For
love
sure.
the love story, right? But
Right.
it's I think it's a direct reflection about our society.
Absolutely.
And I look at Heated Rivalry right now too. Like, I think that's why
it's so
Heated Rivalry
taboo.
is crazy, because
Absolutely.
gay marriages and gay romance is still so taboo.
Oh,
Whether
yeah.
we want to admit that or not,
But
right?
it is, yes.
But it is.
And
the
for
fact
some reason, especially male.
yes, definitely. And especially, like, I even look at, like, traditionally published books in queer romance.
Yeah.
They are so YA coded, is what I usually
Are
say.
they really?
They're so clean. They're so wholesome. They're very hallmarky. And so to have one that's like super spicy, that also is like there's definitely like the push and pull of their relationship, right? And it's a little toxic at the beginning.
Because I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
I have to watch
I won't
it.
say too much. But I'm like,
you're good.
like, people keep asking me, like, what else is there? What else is there? And all I can give them is completely self-published books. Right? There's so few traditionally published. And of course, publishing is getting up there. They're getting more queer romances. They're realizing that there's a market for it. Yeah. But they're still not super spicy. They're still usually lesbians.
Yes, they are.
And finding all of the avenues, like, that's what I really love about the Heated Rivalry series in general is, yes, it's all men and they're all hockey players, but there are so many different representations of queerness within that.
I love it.
Which is so great and so important, where it's not just like, I'm gay and that's it. Right?
Yeah. Because that's not how it works.
No, it's not how that works. And it's not how reality is. And it's not a reflection of our society. And we'll get there. Will we get there? We're slowly getting there. Just like we're getting more women published, just like we're getting more romantasy that we like, just like we're getting more dark romance that's traditionally published. I mean, the majority of our dark romances are still self-published. So,
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I love it. And it's funny because one of like my favorite authors is Amber Palmer. And we talk about her literally all the time on the podcast. So she just actually had some like I think they were traditionally published. Maybe it's just indie published, but she did like a cowboy romance. And I was like, oh, that's super fun for Denver. Didn't know she grew up on a ranch or anything. But she just had something on her story recently where somebody was asking about having a queer romance. And she was like, it's in the works. I'm about to be publishing it. Like, I'm super excited. Like, stay tuned. And I was like, finally, like,
yes, see, that's so great
something
to hear.
like that.
And it's so necessary. And it's it's crazy that we're still having to push towards that in 2026. Absolutely. But I'm like, I think it definitely very clearly reflects our society.
Yes, I totally agree with you. So how has running your brand changed how you see yourself?
I see myself. That's such a good question. I don't know.
I guess how different has your life been since you opened?
My life is like so drastically different.
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, just like how I spend my time outside of work, like, I'm no longer extremely burnt out. Like, I actually have the energy to do things on the weekends and on my days off.
Love it.
I also just like have the ability to like follow passions and to be like, hey, I really want to like run with this event and I'm going to just make that happen. And especially like being self-employed, like, I grew up with my parents always being self-employed, so I kind of like understood that. But as a teacher, you have such a regimented schedule throughout the entire year.
There's no leniency.
There is no leniency. Okay. And so it's really nice to have a lot more flexibility just like in my day-to-day life. Yeah. But yeah, like I truly think it's just like my identity is still very much my job right now. And that's what it was as a teacher. And I don't think that'll ever go away because I'm doing something I'm passionate about. But
I was going to say, how fun when you're so passionate about something.
Exactly. And part of me is still like, okay, I'm trying to find other hobbies that have nothing to do with books. So I don't feel like I'm working all the time. Because even sometimes when I'm reading, I'm like, oh, now I know that when somebody asks for that, I can give them this book, right? Like I'm still always doing that. And right now, like rest is a choice, right? When you're running your own business, there's always something to do and there's always more that you could be doing. And so I'm learning that like I have to make sure that I am literally like putting in rest time and I'm putting like scheduling things that way. So
absolutely.
But yeah, my entire life is really different. Like I also think back, like my mental health was like so drained and it was so bad as a teacher. And I don't know, my friends that have also left education, we all joke that teaching is like an abusive relationship. You don't know how bad it is until you leave. And then you look back and you're like, I put up with what?
Wow. Mm-hmm. Oh,
like,
yeah.
Okay.
I believe it.
And then I had one person tell me at one point that like it takes an entire year for your nervous system to like fully reset itself. So I feel like that's like the point that I've hit now where I'm like, I don't live in fight or flight anymore. I don't live in a high stress response. Like even my physical health is very different than what it was a year ago. So
isn't it crazy how it affects that?
It truly is. Like my physical health was so bad. My mental health was so bad. And now I look and I'm like, oh, I'm not having to constantly like manage my health now, which is really nice.
Yes. It's a huge difference in your body when you're just like, wow, I feel safe.
Yes.
I feel like I don't have to like, I get it. So how do you protect your love of reading from just turning into work? Like, what does that look like?
I protect it by, I only read things I actually want to read is like my biggest thing. And I also do that with my employees, right? There are bookstores out there that are like, you have to read a certain number of releases every month and you have to, right? And I don't do that with them either because one, we're all readers and that's why they work for me. But
because they love it.
But also like, I make sure that like I'm reading this book because I actually want to read it, not because, it's about to come out and I need to read it before it gets released. No, it's okay. It's okay if I don't. I also don't make myself read ever.
I love that.
I've gotten very good at DNFing this past year too. I feel so mean when I do it still.
Me too.
Like, I am learning like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Right. There are so many books that I want to read that reading something that I'm not enjoying is just like, what am I doing?
Exactly. Yeah. And so, I think just like making sure that yes, sometimes it still feels like a job. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I really need to do that. Or like I'm using this knowledge for something.
Yep.
But I think the biggest thing is like, and there's been months this past year where like, I've read one book the whole month and like, that's just, it is what it is. I go, if I'm sitting there forcing myself to read, I'm going to end up hating it and I'm going to end up hating my business.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And that's why I ask, because it's like when you do something that you love so much, like with the podcast, like at some point, if you're just forcing yourself to do it, it's like, okay, it's not as fun anymore. And so that was actually, I did like a whole ins and outs episode and I was like, what's in is reading for fun. Like reading things I want to actually read.
Exactly. Reading things you actually want to read. I also look at like, I have had to be very clear with myself this last year of like, rest is a choice. And so like I look at like how many midnight releases. I'm very much somebody that like I go all in or it's nothing.
I love it.
So I'm like, I did so many midnight releases and by the end of it, I was like, oh my God, I'm staying up till midnight again. Like I'm very good on this. And so then we did no events in like all of November and December. Nice. And I was like, no, I'm just going to like take that time where there's so many other things happening also that people are busy.
Like it's holiday season. It's
exactly. Busy. So I like making sure that like my business is working for me. And I look at that now also is like, I noticed like this past month that like we have a lot of events coming up in the spring that I'm planning and coordinating things for. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I feel so stressed about these, even though they're pretty
Right.
small events and they're not huge things, that I was like, okay, I need to get more staff in here then. Right.
Mhm.
And I need to get somebody that can take over this because I can't hand over the event thing yet. Like I don't even
Yeah.
know how to train somebody to take
Well,
over
especially
events.
if you have like a whole vision for it, like
Exactly.
yeah.
And it's hard to train people, but I'm like, I can train
Right.
somebody to work in the store and to be
Yeah.
there. And so
Yeah.
like, let's do that. So I hand that over and let's make sure that I'm taking at least one day to myself every single week.
Right.
And let's make, right.
I love that.
And it's a harsh lesson to learn, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to learn it now, not when I'm burnt out and hating my business, you know?
That's so smart. And I feel like we always hear like, oh, take rest when you need it, but you don't realize it sometimes until you're already in the thick of it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right. Before we run into like a quick rapid fire questions, is there anything else that you would just love to tell the listeners of Miss Willa's book club?
I don't know. I'm like, come into the store, come say hi to us.
See us. I love it. I think that's perfect. Okay, so we're just going to do a very quick rapid fire, no overthinking. What is one trope you'll never get sick of?
Enemies to lovers.
Love it. Me too. Me too. What is one trope you're totally over?
Miscommunication trope.
Me too.
Terrible.
Me too.
It's too realistic.
Yes. Me too. I totally agree. Who is your book boyfriend?
It changes every day.
We love it. Who is it today?
Yeah, today it's Torge Elderbrook. And
love it. Love it.
He is from Helen Schurer's. I never know how to say her name. There's so many R's in her name. It's Schurer, you know? Yeah. But it's Iron and Ember. Yeah. And it's like the first series is Blood and Steel, which is a 4-book series, which I loved. And then now I'm on to the sister story. And she is like such a badass poisoner. I just love her in general. But also Torge, he's given like Cassian vibes.
Oh, that's my book.
And I love Cassian. So
Me too. He's probably my number one book boyfriend is Cassian.
I'm like, I wish I could choose one, but it's like choosing a child. Like it's never gonna happen.
I agree. Mm-hmm. So what's your favorite book of all time?
My favorite book of all time. Mm-hmm. I always kind of think like ACOTAR because that was like such an eye-opening book for me. But honestly, I think it would be the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. Ooh. I love that series so much. And that was like where I felt like I finally got my like feet in the fantasy world where like I had read it and I was like, whoa, okay, like I do kind of like the darker side of fantasy. I do kind of like this side where like I look back at ACOTAR and I'm like, oh, if I read that now, I probably wouldn't have liked it.
That's why I think it's such an intro because, like, it's getting darker. It's getting more. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say taboo, but like it's getting more real. And but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I still love it. I still love it. I'll give it to everyone.
Yes. And Kindle or physical book?
Physical
book. Reading in public or reading alone?
I don't know. I'm a big coffee shop reader.
Me too.
I really love going to coffee shops and reading, but also like today I like stayed at home and read all day. So like, I don't know.
Amazing.
I'll do both.
I'm so jealous. And what book are you reading right now?
Right now I am reading, what even is it? Thorns and Fire by Helen Schurer, and it's the second book in Iron of Ember. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it. That's sitting on my shelf. I think I even got an arc of it, but at that time we were getting so many arcs that I have a whole shelf dedicated to arcs, and I was like, oh my God, I can't get to all of them.
The arcs can be so overwhelming.
They can.
And that's why like I truly just like lay them out for my employees now, and I'm like, pick what you want. And of course I get first pick because I own the store. But I'm like, you take what you want. I'm like, I still have so many, but it's so overwhelming because they'll send you
It
so
is.
many, and then you're like, oh, I
Exactly.
need to read it now, but like I'm starting this, and there's
Right.
books that are already out that I need to read, so I can wait
Same.
on this one. It's very overwhelming. That's why
Yes,
I
I
still can't
totally
do the
agree.
whole like net galley thing and stuff like that. I'm like, once I
Mm-mm.
open that can of worms, it's all over.
Oh, same. And I also haven't opened that because I'm like, I already get so much stuff like sent to me that I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
even have time to read all these ones.
exactly.
What is your Goodreads or whatever app you're using? What's your reading goal for the year? Do you have one?
I actually go always really low on my
Good
reading
for
goal. So
you.
it's always around like 50. I
Amazing.
find that if I go any higher than that, I never reach it. But if I
Yeah,
go
I
50,
feel
I
that.
always go over. So I just stick
Love
with
it.
it.
And it feels good.
Yeah. And then you feel so accomplished that, like, oh, I
Yes.
beat it.
Yes, you're like, I win. I love that. Well, where is your store located in Denver for our listeners?
Yeah. So it's 30th and Blake. It's in the Rhino Art District. Um, it's also like our building is called Backyard on Blake. So you could also just look that up.
Amazing. Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. And where can we find you on socials?
Okay, we're at Spicy Librarian Denver on TikTok and Instagram. Yeah,
Amazing.
you can see my
Amazing.
beautiful face there.
Love it. I have had just the best time talking to you today,
Me
Sydney.
too. Thank
It's
you
been
so much
so
for having me on.
awesome. Oh, you're so welcome. It has been absolutely such a pleasure. Do you have anything else for our listeners today before we sign off?
I think that's it.
Perfect. Well, thank you all so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.